wasn't even planning to go to prom, but my best friend Lily begged me to. It was our last big high school event before graduation, and she didn't want to go alone. So I gave in, bought a dress, and even said yes to a guy I barely knew just to make the night easier. It was being held in the old gym this year, the one that's been closed off for decades. They reopened it for the first time since, well, the incident. Everyone knew the story, or some version of it. Back in the 80s, a girl named Marianne went missing during prom. Just vanished. No one ever found out what happened. Some said she ran away. Others whispered that something darker happened inside those walls. And of course, there were the supernatural rumors. Ghost stories kids told to scare each other. I didn't believe in that stuff. At least, I didn't. The night started off normal enough. Music, glitter, awkward dancing. I was actually having fun. But around 10 p.m., the lights flickered. Everyone laughed, thinking it was just old wiring. But then the music cut out. A second later, total black. Phones lit up the room in a soft glow as people pulled them out. Chaperone said it was just a breaker issue, nothing to worry about. But when I looked around for Lily, she was gone. So was my date. I checked the bathrooms, the hallway, even the entrance, but I didn't see anyone I knew. That's when I realized something strange. The decorations had changed. The banners on the walls said Prom 1987. I stopped in my tracks. That couldn't be right. The streamers were faded, the punch table was dusty, and the whole room felt off, like it had been frozen in time. And then I saw her. A girl in an old-fashioned prom dress stood by the lockers. Her hair was curled like in some retro movie, and she wore a sash that said Prom Queen. I thought maybe it was a themed costume or part of the decor. I called out, "Hey, are you okay?" She didn't answer. She just stared at me. And then she pointed at one locker. Something compelled me to walk toward it. I don't know why. I felt like I was sleepwalking. The locker creaked open on its own, revealing a mirror inside. But my reflection wasn't right. My dress had changed. My hair was different. And behind me, in the reflection only, I saw a crowd of students in outdated prom attire, all of them staring at me. I turned around, no one was there. The air got colder. I could hear faint music. An old, slow song playing like it was being warped on a vinyl record. And then, whispering. She never laughed. It's her turn now. I bolted. I ran out of that gym as fast as I could. When I got outside, everything snapped back to normal. Music blasting, lights on, people laughing. No one believed me. Lily said she'd just gone to the bathroom and couldn't find me after the lights flickered. My date swore he'd seen me dancing with some other guy. But I know what I saw. That girl, she wasn't just some urban legend. And sometimes, when I look in mirrors, just for a second, I see her standing behind me. Still wearing that crown. I was still waiting. It was supposed to be the best night of my life. I had the dress, the heels, and a group of friends who made everything fun. I didn't have a date, but I didn't care. I was there to dance, take pictures, and make memories. And for a while, it was exactly that. Until I saw him. I hadn't spoken to Tyler in months. He was my ex, someone I'd worked really hard to move on from. Our breakup wasn't messy, exactly, just off. He didn't take it well. He'd show up where he wasn't invited, leave notes in my locker, and once even followed me home. I told people, but everyone said he was just heartbroken, that he'd get over it. I wanted to believe that too. So when I spotted him at prom, standing just outside the gym doors in a tux, I froze. He wasn't a student anymore. He'd dropped out a few months earlier, He had no reason to be there. I told myself he was just trying to say hi, maybe get closure. That's what people do in movies, right? But then I got a text. No name, just beautiful dress. Red's your color. I hadn't told anyone what I was wearing. I tried to shake it off and stick with my friends, but the more I looked around, the more I noticed him, standing in the corner of the room, watching. Then, gone. Then outside the window. Then behind the DJ booth. I started to feel like I was going crazy. By the time the slow song started, I couldn't enjoy anything. My heart was racing. I asked the teacher to walk me to the restroom just to be safe. When I came back, my corsage was missing from the table. That's when I decided to leave. I didn't tell anyone. I just walked out, fast, head down. My car was parked 2 blocks away in a quiet spot behind the school. I wish I hadn't parked there. When I got to my car, I saw something tucked under the windshield wiper. A photo. Me and Tyler from 2 years ago. Written across it in red marker. Should have stayed mine. I didn't wait. I ran back to the building and told the chaperones everything. They took me seriously, thank God. The police were called, and later that night, they found him nearby. In his car, waiting. With things in his trunk that made my stomach turn. He didn't hurt me that night, but he planned to. Prom used to be a happy memory for me. Now it's something I look back on with a shiver. I'm grateful I listened to my instincts. Because if I hadn't, this story might have ended very differently. I have always imagined prom would be one of those nights I'd never forget, but not for the reasons it actually ended up being unforgettable. It started earlier that week. I got a weird text from an unknown number. It just said, "You're going to look so beautiful in red." I thought it was spam or some kind of prank, so I ignored it. But then another one came. "I know which dress you picked." That one stopped me in my tracks. I told my friends, and we laughed it off. Maybe someone from school messing around. I mean, it had to be. Still, I changed my dress last minute. Just in case. Prom night came, and everything seemed normal. The decorations were gorgeous. Everyone looked amazing, and the DJ was actually good for once. I tried to forget about the texts. I danced, took photos with friends, and even posted a few to my story. That's when I noticed something strange. In every picture, there was this same figure in the background. Someone in a black hoodie with their face turned slightly away. At first, I thought it was just coincidence. Maybe someone just photobombing by accident. But then I looked closer. They were in every single one. Different angles, different times. Same person. I started to feel off. Like I was being watched. I told my friends again, but they were all busy dancing or off with their dates. I didn't want to ruin the night or sound paranoid, so I went outside to clear my head. When I got to my car, I realized my keys weren't in my purse. I always keep them in the small side pocket. I tore everything apart looking for them. Nothing. I pulled out my phone to call my mom. That's when I saw the screen. My camera roll was open, and there were photos of me from earlier in the night. Photos I didn't take. Some of them were from across the room. One from behind me while I was sitting at a table, and one right next to my car. That's when the last message came in. "You should have looked behind you." I turned around so fast I nearly tripped, but no one was there. At least, not that I could see. I ran back inside the building, heart pounding, and found one of the chaperones. I told them everything. They called the police and had security do a sweep of the lot. They found a disposable camera dropped near my car. All the photos were of me. And one other thing. My keys, lying in the grass, just a few feet away. Whoever it was, they were gone before the cops arrived. I didn't go to the after party. I barely even slept that night. It's been months now, and they never figured out who it was. I've changed my number, added cameras around my house, and I always check my back seat before getting into the car. Prom was unforgettable, all right. And to this day, I can't look at an old photo without checking who or what might be standing behind me.